Welcome back, guys. This is going to be the last topic before we jump into PSAs. A little interesting thing here. I don't know if we discussed anything similar like this on the show, but I would like to see what our panel would think about this. Do you guys think that people in particular play video games to escape from their problems or from any other life matter situation?
They could. That article you're referring to, when I read it, I agree with it. Video games are like probably the greatest de-stressor. Like there's nothing to think about when you like. There's things to think about while you're playing the game because you actually have to do stuff. But man, you come home and you want to do something mindless, dude. Just play some Call of Duty, put on Destiny, and just rock out. Go into another world. You're not thinking about code or, like database issues or things like that. Me particularly, I'm thinking about like computer stuff all day when I go to work. But when I play video games, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just gaming, And then when I'm done, I'm done, And sometimes I'm not done. 4 or 5 hours pass, and yeah, it kills a lot of time. Gaming will kill a lot of your time. But man, when you're done and you get up, all your problems that you had before are not there anymore.
Right.
So the article is a pretty good article. So I mean, I do agree with that it wasn't necessarily a statement; it was just a feeling. But I mean, that for me, I get that feeling from gaming. Not necessarily that I'm running away from any problems or anything, because if you have a problem, chances are you still got to deal with it. But at least if you had a problem all day, you're not dwelling on it all night by the time you're done playing games.
That's also true. On your knees, what do you think about that? Like, do you think video games is a way to escape people's problems, or is it something that can cause and start more problems?
Just like any other vice, that's why people do it, to distract themselves. And just like any other vice, it can ruin you. It's all about controlling you. It's just another way for these people. I mean, look at the source. It's fucking Ben Kuchera, leader of the SJWs, pretty much. So, you got to look at the source of things, but it's just like anything else. If you let it control you, it's going to ruin you. You got to keep control of your life, and there'll be no issues.
Okay. Shinwar, what do you think about this?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there are people out there that use it to escape reality, but then once you're done, you're back in reality. Nah, I know for us, we play the games because we're gamers. We enjoy this. This is what we do. But, like Goken said, once you're done, you gotta go back and face that thing. So, yeah. I mean, it's some games are good to blow off steam. Some people go and play GTA, and shoot somebody in the game, but don't go do it in real life. Some people can't differentiate between reality and a video game. So. But for the most part, the stuff is harmless to an extent.
Okay, that's also true. Playboy, do you think this is true? Do you think video games is a way to escape the temporary reality that everyone lives in and to, kind of space out for a while? Or do you think it's a thing where people can just become much more worse depending on what situation that they're a part of?
It's a form of escape. It's a legal form of escape. It's better than drugs. Not better than sex, but better than drugs. So let's get that out there. Because there have been times. I'd say I'm an MMO player. There have been times I have skipped out of work.
Hey.
And I called in on a Friday, and I was playing Thursday night all the way till Sunday night. That's how deep I get it. And please don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, world. It's just that I was playing with my kid and everything, so it was just we was like, man, we're fucking bummed, man. We haven't even left the damn house. We spent 3 days sitting down, looking at each other, playing. Oh man, but yeah, it's a form of escape. I mean, and to those who say that people can't differentiate between reality and video games, you're stupid. You're stupid. Because let me tell you something right now. We grew up with the most violent cartoons ever. Looney Tunes. Motherfuckers get blown up with dynamite, having anvils dropped on them, you know, doing all kinds of shit. So, no. Trust me, no. All that, well, they can't differentiate between video game violence and real, no. That's a problem. Sorry. And if you're that delusional, you need to be locked up in a psycho ward.
But again, a lot of people out there is not on like a normal, sane level of thinking, and I will play like the other opposite role. You will have people out there that may have common sense, but again, if it comes to a stressful thing or they're going through a depression, some people tend to play the game and their depression can kind of play tricks on them to the point where they might end themselves, they might go on a killing spree. It can slightly set them off in the weirdest, most fucked up way. I'll bring up an example, even though I don't like talking about this particular topic. But there was someone that had mentioned in the chat. It was somewhat of a different story. He was playing an online shooter, I believe. I don't know if it was Call of Duty, but I believe it was probably Counter-Strike or something like that. And he was gaming for hours and hours and hours on end because he had a lot of family issues that he didn't want to bring up to his mother and father. And his father, you know, was like the typical dad, like, oh, stop fucking staying up and playing these fucking games all goddamn day. You got school, you got homework to do, and all this other shit. So apparently he didn't know how to cope with his feelings and talk to his father about it. So what did he end up doing when his father just basically came out and said, like, no, I am stopping your only source of distraction from fucking speaking about this? He went outside, took his dad's gasoline tank that he had within his motorcycle, poured it all over himself, and blew himself up on fire.
Himself?
Himself.
Unbelievable.
And
How old was this guy?
the kid was about 11, 12 years old.
That's the parents' fault right there. They didn't raise him right.
And I'm
Say it
like...
again, Chris, say it again. Say it again.
It was the parents' fault.
There you go. There you go.
But it's just sad to me that people will do like the most fucked up things when it just like... When it comes to gaming in general. There was also another incident. This was years ago. Apparently something happened with Grand Theft Auto 3, like it was getting like a lot of buzz at the time, especially in like the court system, and they were trying to ban the game in particular countries, which they kind of have. But there's one particular fan thought that Grand Theft Auto was like the closest thing that he could possibly ever get to making a lot of money, for him to get a bunch of cars and fucking women and all this other stuff. Excuse my language, but he went out and thought he could do the same thing. And what happened? Not only did he try to steal a car, not only did he try to rob a couple of banks, and not only did he, you know, kind of raped about like 4 to 5 women, but he got shot on his way towards I think he was going towards like another state or something like that, because he was trying to get a couple buddies to join him in like this little fucking adventure he was going on. And like, you know how sometimes they have like the blockade where you have like a bunch of cop cars and they're telling you like to stop, and they have like the spike strips to blow up your tires and stuff. Well, instead of that happening and all the controversy and shit that he caused within like the city, they just shot him to death and blew up the car.
Wow.
So I'm like, people out there, yes, this is a gateway and a pastime to get away from life. It helps me to, you know, slow down like the stress that I'm going through. It helps me get along with my day. But to other people, it might be to the point where it gets too emotional and they link up to the game too much, and it starts something more, probably in a rage, probably something that, again, that they've been holding in for a long time, and they just need to lash it out on the closest person possible. It's a very iffy topic, but I'm gonna lean towards that. Yes, it is a way to escape life temporarily, and for you not to always be thinking about the bad. That's
one thing I think you can add to kind of give you a healthy balance, right? Mm-hmm. All of you gamers out there, get your asses up and go to the gym. So if you're gonna play game for 2 hours, you need to go outside for 2 hours, right? You need to balance that shit out. You can't play games for 24 hours and and then expect that your mind and what you're doing in the real world, that's where that becomes a problem. You start blurring lines that way. So for the parents out there, listening, if you're gonna let your kids play video games, if they're gonna play for an hour, they're gonna go outside and do something for an hour too. You know, so I mean, there's things you can do to kind of alleviate both of them. And the human body needs a balance of both. So,
but don't you know the outside world is dangerous? There's all sorts of kid touchers, murderers, rapists. You know, everyone's out to get you.
Chris,
Well, that's what that's what these people think. That's why they keep them shut in all day. Or there was the case in Maryland where the parents let their kids, like their 6 and 9-year-old, go to school and they were arrested by DIFUS. Just because they let their kids walk to school 2 miles. That's the kind of they finally beat the charges after like a month and pretty much internet attacked the town. But it's that's the kind of shit that goes on. It happens all over the fucking place.
Jared from Subway.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god!
Chill,
Oh my god, yo!
Oh, shit.
They didn't catch him yet. They didn't catch Jared from Subway yet.
I wish I had remembered that. I would have made a joke about Alex.
Yo, I heard they raided the guy's house.
No,
Yeah.
what ended up happening was the president for his foundation
Yeah.
is the one that was doing the kiddie porn, but they raided Jared's house to get evidence.
Yeah, they took all his. The FBI took all his computers and everything. So yeah.
So Jared's done.
Yeah, he's done. Subway ended its relationship with him quick, fast, and a motherfucking hurry.
Yo, they did that joint quick,
Well,
yo.
they also Jared's company foundation also fired the guy, but I think Jared's done at this point. Especially if his house wasn't raided, he could probably slide on it. But his house was raided. He's done.
Yeah, I heard that his house
The
got
feds
raided.
don't raid your house just to be raiding your house. They got something. They got some. They got some shit on you. Trust me, I know these things, guys. I know these things.
But do you know Snowden type things?
I know these things.
Great, we're all gonna get fucking clipped now. Thanks, man.
Shit. But alright, so that's what's pretty interesting that you know, there's some differences in there with you know, people saying that it does escape reality. Some people say it might not. You did mention a good thing, Goken, about like going outside and doing something else to give yourself a balance in life when you're doing a lot of gaming or whatnot. I would be doing the same thing, but you know, financially I don't have that right now, so I can't really go back to the gym.
Hey, you don't have to go to the gym. You can go for a long walk, man. I usually
not
got
in this
2 more.
neighborhood. Fuck out of here. Not in this goddamn neighborhood.
You gotta get to know your environment a little bit now.
You just stroke it with your left hand instead of your right hand. That'll get you some extra exercise.
I'm fucking done, yo. I'm not gonna be Quagmire from fucking Family Guy and get a brolic ass arm and shit.
What? What's the internet? What? Such a thing exists?
There's porn.
You can make it work, man. We can make it work.
We could. Alright, so we're gonna end this particular segment, and when we do, we're gonna jump right into PSAs, which there's a few things to talk about. I'll let everyone speak on that, and we'll do that. So let me end this portion of the topic. Thank you guys once again for the 3rd time. Once again, Alex is not here due to you know, military things that he has to take care of.
He's
He's right down. He's right up the road from me. He's at Fort Meade right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go. And he said that he might make his return around the 25th or 26th of this month, so it's not that far away. It's about another week and some change.
I need to go drop in and visit him real quick.
Yeah, you could. You could just hit him up on Facebook and whatnot. But alright guys, we're gonna close out this topic and we will be back with the last portion of the podcast.